Okay, so 50 degrees outside today. That's the high. It was 14 this morning when I got up at 6:30, and so it's warmed up to 50, and so it's starting to cool down already. The sun's starting to get low, and just wanted to look at some temperatures here. You can see I got the door in, got the great stuff sealed all around. I use silicone in other places where I couldn't really squeeze great stuff in. So it's fairly tight. I don't have the door seal in yet around the edges of the door. I picked that up yesterday or day before yesterday. So I got to get that in. And this wood up here and this wood down here, this 3/4 plywood and this OSB this is just going to be temporary for the winter. In the spring, we'll go ahead and build a bottle wall up here. I have a fairly rigid header here that's a 2x8 top plate, and then there's this what makes up the rest of the header is 2x6s here, and that's tied into this wall here and tied into this vertical piece here. And I might go ahead and back this up as well and put another piece in right here just to give it some extra rigidity and strength. I have the wood to do it, and then it's also tied into this window frame here. It's got some great stuff up there. It's not very visually pleasing, but I can cut that and flatten that out. But that's all going to come out next spring anyway. So I just really wanted to get it closed in just to see what temperatures are like. And let's see what temperatures are like. So it is uncomfortably warm in here. It's 79. This little standalone thermometer is in the shade. And on this ladder, I kind of have it in the middle of the room. I think that's better. Before I had it sitting on the back wall on a tire here, and it hit a high of 99, and it was I think reading artificially high for the ambient room temperature. So I set it in the middle in the shade, so it's not sitting in the sun either. It's just the back of it's just starting to get in the sun. Well, not even really that, just barely. So the high we saw was 81 when the sun was coming in about 2 o'clock, and now it's getting close to 4. So it's dropped a couple degrees. This transmits to the inside. This is just a temperature transmitter, and it's agreeing. It's about 1 degree off from this one. So they're complementary, is what I'm saying. So as far as the back wall goes, this upper tire bales here, you can see right below the can wall. Let's see what this is. 75. So that's close to room temp. 79, that's about room temp. It's 79 there and it's 79 over there. So that's about what the ambient temp is. These middle layer of tire bales here, 129, 125, and 123, 132 there. So pretty warm. Yeah. I'm excited because I think this is working. If the tires are absorbing that heat, 120, 130 degrees, and then that heat tries to leave as the room cools down, it can't really leave easily that direction or that direction because of insulation in the back. So it's going to come out this way and keep the room warm. So I'm interested to see how warm the room's going to be in the morning. So we'll have to see what the low is tomorrow morning, what the high, well, the high was 82. We'll have to see what the low is. So as it cools off. Okay, cool. Also of note is these gray pieces of concrete you can see are warmer than the ambient temperature, but they're not as warm as the tires. And they've been in the sun just as long. And here's some concrete that's been in the sun. Let's see. This has been in the sun pretty much most of the day. 96. This is in the shade right now. What is it? 91. This is a little bit concrete in the shade right here. 85. So this is in the sun here. You can just see how much the color makes a difference. So we're talking about, it's not coming out. There we go. 89. That's what that's saying. So we're talking about painting the back wall. We entertained black for a few seconds, and then we decided, no, we'll just paint it a dark brown. That'll be more aesthetically pleasing, and but should still be dark enough to absorb heat. Because these tires aren't jet black either. I mean, they're dark, but they're not jet black. And you can touch them, and they're not burn your hand warm, but it's a little bit uncomfortable. All right, so what else in sealing? So I do have some leaks still. So I don't expect this to maintain its heat like it's going to. Number one, the earth berm is only a third of the way up, all the way around. And this tire bale down here at the end by the door is actually open. So we have some air loss, some heat loss there. I probably have some holes in the top here and there, is my guess. You can kind of see some light up there. That's actually all covered in silicone, but I probably have some air going out those slats as well, between the slats that I don't have sealed well. This is all sealed, so there shouldn't be any cool air coming in. This pipe, I put some 2-inch rigid foam insulation in this end, as well as the outside end 20 feet away, so that there can't be cold air coming up to this point right here on the inside. So that's blocking all that. Of course, most of it's buried in dirt, 3 feet high or 4 feet high out there. And these pipes right here, that'll be water inlet. This will be water outlet for a drain. And also there's another pipe there, another 2-incher that's, or one inch and a half or a 2-incher. That's going to be just extra conduit. So those are capped on the outside. So those aren't letting cold air in either. But I can feel some cool air right over here where I just have the plastic pulled up on the outside, and it's on the outside of this board, tacked in, you know, every 2 feet or so with a roofing nail. So there's a, yeah, and in some of these places I can feel a little bit more than others, but some cool air is coming in, some outside air is coming in from there. So it's not quite sealed, it's not quite as efficient as it's going to be, but it's kind of uncomfortable. 80 degrees is, I mean, I'm in a t-shirt, there's my arm, and I'm starting to sweat just being in here this long. So this is going to be a good wintertime greenhouse with these temperatures. We'll see how cold it gets tonight, and we'll compare that to the low here. And that'll be exciting to see. So let's just go out here for a minute. And of course, like I said, the tire bales, the back walls aren't covered in dirt yet, but I don't know, that might be 3.5 feet or so, 4 feet along the back here. So there's the foam insulation in the back tube. Those ones are capped. This one's capped as well on the inside and the outside. And then it looks like, I mean, most of it's fairly well buried, but once it's all buried, that's going to be even more, this insulation out here is going to be even more resistant to external temperature changes as it cools off at night. So here we are inside the greenhouse. You can see I've got a lot of the metal on. I've got most of the metal on around the sides and the back. I haven't really done anything else for insulation. Today is December 11th, so close to mid-December. It's 47 degrees outside right now, and it's 79 inside the greenhouse, so about 32 degrees warmer in here. The low was 39. When I left for work at 6:30, it was 40, and it was about 11 degrees this morning, so about 30 degrees warmer even early in the morning when it's, 20 degrees below zero, below freezing, I should say, 20 degrees below freezing, sorry. So I'm toying with a couple ideas that my buddy told me about. 116 degrees there, 130 almost there, and you can see it's a little hazy. I don't know if you can see. Try not to blind you with the sun, but it's kind of hazy where the sun is. So still pretty warm in here. I think it's working. I need to get insulation here and here, insulation across the top there, and insulation there for the winter. And then I feel pretty good about capturing all the heat we can. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is, if it's not staying warm enough, I'm sure it's warmer up there than it is down here. If I put the thermometer up there, it it would be much warmer. In fact, we might even put it up there and just see. And what I'd like to do is maybe when we put gravel in here or concrete, put a pipe underneath here, a fenestrated pipe, and then have it come up the side and then up along here, and then put a fan inside of it that'll pull the hot air from up here, pull it down and pump it underneath the rocks or the concrete or whatever, to help warm the thermal mass down here, so that heat that gets trapped up there that just kind of dissipates through the thinner insulation up there through the roof and that kind of thing will get trapped down here in the thermal mass, which will help radiate at night as it cools off and keep it warmer in here.